I first met John Ruan III 2 years ago during the recruitment for my position here at the World Food Prize Foundation. I was immediately inspired by his quiet determination and his powerful vision for this organization. So it was an honor to take up the responsibility, and it was particularly an honor to work with John for 18 months or so. His vision of the next generation of the World Food Prize was fantastic. It was driven and guided by all that he and my predecessor had done for 2 decades. But it was also looking to evolution of where can we go further in feeding the world and elevating those who feed the world.
For almost a century, John Ruan Sr. and his son John Ruan III, with their families, have provided sustained exceptional leadership in countless ways. They built one of the largest, most successful transportation companies in America and also brought Bankers Trust to central Iowa. They demonstrated transformative civic leadership to the greater Des Moines community through numerous development and beautification projects. And they rescued the World Food Prize, developing and shaping it over time into the most significant international award for combating hunger and enhancing global food security.
I remember, every month I would have a meeting with John, and I would come up to the Des Moines Club to see him. We'd have lunch, and instead of sitting over kind of in the high visibility section, John liked to have a small table off to the side. He wasn't always looking for the spotlight. And we'd sit there and talk about issues we have, and he would give me that guidance that was so critical. So I knew I had his support, and I had his vision of where he saw the World Food Prize going.
Starting with just one used truck in 1932, John Ruan Sr. rose to become chairman of an array of highly successful Ruan family businesses, including Ruan Transportation Management Systems, which is now led by Ben McLean and employs over 5,100 team members, operating a nationwide fleet of over 5,000 trucks and trailers. Bankers Trust, the largest privately owned community bank in Iowa, with over $5 billion in assets. And Iowa Export-Import Trading Company, involving over 50 nations.
Well, John and his father, they impacted me that you can give and it doesn't hurt. And when John, who could have done anything with the wealth that they've established, and he wanted to do it in Des Moines with the beautification, with the library, with the World Food Prize, with everything else that they've done. He loved Des Moines, and he made this surely his number one charity, Iowa.
From 2001 until his illness and death on September 11, 2021, John Ruan III succeeded his father, building the Ruan Companies and Bankers Trust to even greater prominence. He received national recognition for his business leadership when he served as chairman of the board of the United States Chamber of Commerce. John Ruan III served as chairman of the World Food Prize Foundation for 2 decades. Under his direction, the annual $250,000 award for increasing the quality, quantity, and availability of food for all attracted participation of 2 Secretaries General of the United Nations, as well as presidents from Europe, Africa, and Latin America. Through his vision and diligent support, the World Food Prize became recognized globally as the Nobel Prize for Food and Agriculture.
I have known John Ruan and his family for a long time, primarily through the community and all their wonderful contributions to the community. But my close engagement with John begins with the World Food Prize about 15 years ago, and that has resulted in a long connection and a very dedicated connection to the World Food Prize. But the greatest impact that John made on my life and with the World Food Prize is his dedication to the Youth Institute. I too have been dedicated to the Youth Institute, and I look forward to carrying on that vision long into the future in memory of John.
John's strength of character and powerful determination will be remembered most. He was a quiet man, but spoke passionately about the critical importance of the mission of the World Food Prize. John believed in all of the work of the foundation, including the dialogues, youth programs, and especially the annual Laureate Award ceremony, which he officiated alongside the governor of Iowa many times in the Iowa Capitol. John was the visionary driving force behind the restoration of the Des Moines Public Library, turning it into the international headquarters for the World Food Prize Foundation. In 2001, he announced that the Ruan family would provide $5 million to support transforming the century-old Des Moines Public Library into the World Food Prize Hall of Laureates. At that time, the west side of the library served as a parking lot. Mr. Ruan's vision was to create an urban oasis of greenery along the Des Moines River. When the Hall of Laureates and surrounding public gardens were unveiled in 2011, at the time of the Foundation's 25th anniversary, they became a meaningful and treasured part of the principal Riverwalk. Also under John's leadership, the Hall of Laureates attained LEED Platinum certification, the highest possible level of energy efficiency and resource conservation, making the historic building a national landmark of environmental preservation. In October 2016, on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the World Food Prize, the flourishing garden at the Hall of Laureates was officially dedicated and named the Janice and John Ruan III Garden. John and his family are dedicated to the fight to end hunger around the world. His work and their legacy are enshrined in the Norman E. Borlaug Hall of Laureates.
When I think about John Ruan, frankly, I think about a legend in this community of Des Moines. I've known him for a lot of years and worked with him on a variety of different projects. But the number one thing I always think about when I think about John is family, his commitment to Janice and certainly the kids, John Four and Rachel, and the vital and important role that they played in his life. When I think about the very building we're sitting in, it wouldn't be here without John Ruan. Clearly, the World Food Prize has been a hallmark of the city, of the region, of the country, and frankly, of the world. And John's continued advocacy, support, and stressing the importance of food and food production and making sure everyone's needs around the world are served is humbling in my own heart. So to the family, to the community, my tribute on behalf of the Principal Financial Group and myself personally, thank you for everything you've done to make this a greater community. You are missed, my friend. Rest in peace.
As the chairman of Ruan Transportation, John Ruan III helped build his family business from the ground up. What started as a single gravel hauling truck in 1932 has become a national recognized and respected enterprise with 5,600 team members and over 300 operations nationwide. As chairman of the World Food Prize Foundation, John helped bring greater awareness to the world hunger while also highlighting Iowa's rightful place as the food and agricultural capital of the world. In addition to these prominent leadership roles at Ruan Transportation and the World Food Prize Foundation, John served as chairman of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and he also dedicated tremendous time and effort at the Iowa Business Council, the Greater Des Moines Partnership, and the Downtown Community Alliance to further expand economic opportunity and growth in Iowa. Kevin and I extend our deepest sympathies to Janice and their entire family, and we join with Iowans from across the state to mourn his passing and recognize his distinguished life of accomplishments and success that will continue to be felt far beyond the borders of our state.
The World Food Prize Foundation will forever honor and recognize the incredible commitment and work of this amazing humanitarian. They are devoted to preserving the legacy of John Ruan III and the entire Ruan family.
I hear his voice in my head and his quiet determination, his diligence, and his very thoughtful leadership. It's just been an honor to work with John in the period that I got to do that. It's been an honor to work with the family and support the family, and my heart goes out to all of them in this difficult time.
This year, the World Food Prize annual events are dedicated to the memory of John Ruan III, his devotion to the community of Des Moines, and his lifetime passion for ending hunger around the globe.